Together with the Beatles, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She went to see John Lennon, who by then was seeing Yoko Ono in their apartment in Manhattan. I went and spent some time.
You did,
with them.
Yes.
At that time, they were campaigning all the time for
love and peace, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they loved peace, and they loved love, and they loved practical jokes.
That's a side of them you don't often see.
No, but they were constantly teasing each other. You know, if Yoko Ono had to go and have a pee during the night, you know, John Lennon had a box of cornflakes under his side of the bed, and he'd sprinkle cornflakes on the sheet on her side of the bed. So when she got in, it was all crunchy and crackly. Yes. And then she would get her own bag the next morning. You know, she'd sprinkle ground glass all over his grapefruit.
Excellent.
He'd end up in hospital vomiting, diarrhea, half dead, really. But that was the thing, they just couldn't take life seriously. You know, it's all just a big joke to them.
I think I'm going to be sad. I think it's today. The boy that's driving me mad, he's going away. He's got a ticket to ride. He's got a ticket to ride. He's got a ticket to ride, but he don't care.
Now then, Martin, we're going to hear from a very dear friend of mine, Bernard Cribbins, who, of course, sang Right Said Fred, you know, many years ago.
It was a hit record for him.
Yeah, which is a great song about the forbidden love between two removal men. I mean, nowadays, you know, it would have been like Brokeback Mountain. Yes. You know, there's a lot of hidden meaning to it.
It was on a different scale, but the same general idea.
Yeah, Slip Disc Mountain.
Slip Disc Mountain.
But Bernard Cribbins, of course, became the voice of Paddington Bear.
Yes, that's right.
It was the perfect match, Bernard Cribbins and Paddington, because Bernard was very heavily into plushing. Plushing is, of course, love between usually a man and a soft toy.
Ah, plushing.
Yeah.
So it's people who like their teddy bears.
People who love their teddy bears.
It's more than like, people.
Yeah. And marmalade was actually a code word of his for extremely brutal lovemaking. And this, the middle section particularly, there's a little spoken part in this song. Listen very carefully. This is lifted word for word from a personal advert he put in Loot.
Excellent. Okay, we'll have a listen to the track. This is Bernard Cribbins. Your good friend Bernard Cribbins and Paddington Bear.
Who is sticky and always in trouble?
Yes.
Bernard Cribbins.
Once more, you've brought your little ukulele in.
Yeah.
And to take us towards the end of the show, you're going to play a little tune for us.
Yeah, I thought I'd knock one out for you.
Excellent. You're just tuning up at the moment.
Just tuning. You know, once the strings are warm, just don't get them wet.
No. And that's your axe, isn't it, really?
It's an axlet.
It's a little tiny axlet.
Now, this song is something that I wrote during the war.
Mm-hmm.
It's dedicated to my ex-husband, Vin, who suffered tremendously during the war.
Yes.
In fact, we all did, really. You know, we'd spend hours and hours and hours cooped up in our little Anderson shelter. No ventilation. And this is a sort of a classic wartime song, really. It's called Light a Match for Your Sweetheart.
Oh, lovely.
Here we go. Through the moonlit leaves I hear it blowing. The gentle murmur of the wind keeps growing. As we sit down here on our city, I have to wonder, what can this be? Is it the wind that blows through the trees? Is it the sigh of a summer's breeze? Or shouldn't I have given you those peas? Light a match for your sweetheart.